Governor Ron DeSantis getting support after he says the investigation into Hope, Florida is over.
I believe our governor. I'm sure that he is not misspeaking on this.
But there's one representative who isn't buying it. Concussions among football players are increasing, but one piece of equipment could help change that.
If the NFL guys are wearing it, it's something that the high school level should be looking at.
The gear parents need to know about before next season. Cases of the measles on the rise in Florida. The message shared by local health officials and national experts.
This is your Fox 49 News at 10.
Well, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. The DeSantis administration says a federal investigation into a $10 million transfer from the Hope Florida Foundation has been dropped. The money allegedly went from Hope Florida to a political action committee. As Fox 49 News Capitol reporter Nick Carmia reports, questions still remain unanswered, and one state lawmaker says he's not convinced the case is over.
Governor Ron DeSantis said last week the U.S. Department of Justice dropped its investigation into the Hope Florida controversy. State Representative Alex Andrade of Pensacola has led the charge for an investigation into the diversion of $10 million by the governor's office using the Hope Florida Foundation. He calls it fraud and money laundering. Today he said the investigation is not dead.
At the state level, state attorney constituted a grand jury. That's not concluded.
I called the Justice Department today to ask the following questions: whether any investigation was conducted, whether it is open or closed, and whether state officials were told the case would not move forward. The DOJ declined to comment. The investigation centers on a Medicaid settlement where $10 million was diverted away from Florida's General Revenue Fund and into the Hope Florida Foundation, a nonprofit, community-based welfare assistance initiative led by First Lady Casey DeSantis. The money later went to a political action committee that opposed a constitutional amendment to legalize recreational marijuana. If this involved a smaller nonprofit or a local official, do you think the scrutiny would be different?
I think somebody would already be in prison.
Governor DeSantis has dismissed the allegations, calling them a hoax, and Florida Lieutenant Governor Jake Collins defended the administration today.
I believe our governor. I'm sure that he is not misspeaking on this. Ultimately, for those of us who have been around this, it's not a big surprise.
Now, the grand jury began meeting last October in Tallahassee, but no word tonight on when they'll meet again. In Tallahassee, I'm Nick Carmia, your Fox 49 News.
Now, no documents have been released showing how the Justice Department reached its conclusion or whether a formal investigation was ever opened. And we'll continue following this as lawmakers return to Tallahassee this week. Our sister station WEAR in Pensacola has also been reporting on this story, and it has generated a lot of attention online. Cole writes, "Dropped the investigation and innocent are two very different things." Kevin asks, "Is there any evidence of wrongdoing?" And Jacob writes, "We are completely incapable of holding anyone responsible for anything." Sandra also sharing this message for Representative Alex Andrade, simply saying, "Stay strong." Higher pay, infrastructure improvements, and technology upgrades. Those could be the future of Florida prisons. That's the word today from Florida's Lieutenant Governor Jake Collins. Speaking this morning in Northwest Florida, he unveiled state budget priorities, including bumping base pay for corrections officers from $22 to $28 an hour. Sergeant Joseph Hare believes the funding puts the state in the right direction and shows they are responding to issues they see in the prison every day.
Staff retention, maintenance is a huge thing as well. Mainly those two things. If we can get those things back in order, it'll be great for us. Pay raises will obviously help with that a lot, and just funding to help us with our buildings and some things that are broken with time.
The proposal still needs legislative approval by the start of the fiscal year. And a man has been arrested after the Leon County Sheriff's Office says he fired shots at a delivery driver. Aaron Harwell is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Deputies responded to Ridgeland Road just north of Interstate 10 on Friday evening. That was around 8 p.m. Detectives say the woman who was making a delivery pulled into Harwell's driveway due to low lighting in the area. And that's when deputies say Harwell grabbed a gun and went outside, then pointing the gun at the driver. Deputies say Harwell fired several shots at the car, but the driver was not hit. The sheriff's office says surveillance video captured the incident. Cases of the measles are rising across the country, and Florida now ranks 5th in the nation in the number of confirmed cases. In Tallahassee, health officials say they're keeping a close eye on the numbers. Fox 49's Jayla Howard tells us vaccination remains the most effective way to prevent the highly contagious virus.
Health officials say measles is spreading in parts of North Florida, and doctors are warning just how easily it passes from person to person.
A susceptible person, if they're exposed, there's about a 90% chance that they will contract measles, and it's exposed by airborne particles. And the particles can actually hang around in the air for about 2 hours after an infected person would leave a room. So that contributes to just how contagious it is.
Doctors say it's important to know the warning signs and to act quickly if you are exposed.
The characteristic symptoms of measles is a cough, runny nose, a red rash, red watery eyes, and fever. If you have any of those conglomeration of symptoms, or you know you've been exposed, certainly call the health department or call your clinic or the ER before going to try to prevent the spread.
Falling vaccine rates have allowed outbreaks to return. This after the disease was declared eliminated in 2000. Dr. Carter says vaccination is the most effective way to prevent measles. He says the MRR vaccine provides protection for both individuals and the community.
The vaccine is about 97% effective after 2 doses, which is really great. So I would just encourage you, that's the best thing that you could do, is to get vaccinated against it.
Along with local health officials, national experts are also emphasizing the importance of preventing the spread of measles.
Take the vaccine, please. We have a solution for a problem. Not all illnesses are equally dangerous, and not all people are equally susceptible to those illnesses. But measles is one you should get your vaccine.
Health officials say recognizing the symptoms and acting early can help prevent the spread of measles.
Florida ranks only behind South Carolina, Utah, Arizona, and the state of Washington in the number of confirmed cases.
First warning weather, sponsored by Stubbs Roofing and Gutters.
All right, I'll hand it over now to our very own Chief Meteorologist, Alan Strum. And now, Alan, as folks are, heading out tonight, tomorrow, is there anything we need to be aware of? I mean, I know it was a little toasty today, but what are we looking forward to?
Yeah, we've been warming up around here. That's been nice. And hello to you, Melanie Levy here on Fox 49. Good to be with you here tonight on our program. But a little bit of fog is what we may see during the overnight hours. So that could slow it down a little bit first thing out the door tomorrow morning. So keep that in mind. We're in a warmer, more humid weather pattern, and that's what we'll be seeing. Right now, our temperatures are basically around 50 degrees, give or take, depending on where you are. But overnight lows are going to be dropping down into the 40s. So plan for that first thing tomorrow morning. Temperatures that will be down in the 40s, but also look out for a bit of fog and then maybe some clouds as that fog begins to lift as we head through the morning hours. Now, radar shows we're all dry around the area right now. Nothing headed this way either, but we do have a pretty good chance of rain. We'll find out when that is and how high that chance is in a full weather report coming up.
Football has been long regarded as the gladiator sport because of the collision at each side of the line of scrimmage. And nowadays, we are seeing more and more players forced to sit out of games due to concussions. And Fox 49's James Hill reports, with an alarming statistic that's keeping players out of the game. Now, James, what do you have on this?
Yeah, with spring football practice just a few months away, there is new equipment to help student athletes against concussions. Godby High School junior quarterback Landon Doherty enjoys playing high-level football. He tells me safety is a must on the gridiron.
I think guardian caps are an essential part of the practice, especially the guys that are hitting a lot.
The Guardian cap features an extra padded layer to protect players. It's something Cougars head coach Jonathan Holston likes.
You still get a lot of physical contact, but the actual point of impact where the collisions occur at and the actual shaking of the head and shaking of the brain is minimalized a lot.
He says when he's not teaching science, he's sharing his playbook of X's and O's with student athletes.
Coach Holston says helmet safety is another way to win football games while maintaining quality health. You only have to look as far as the NFL to see why new technology is needed when it comes to designing football helmets. According to helmet designer Surter, concussions were up more than 30% last season. The company is now making helmets for each position.
If the NFL guys are wearing it, it's something that the high school level should be looking at because that's the top of the line.
Align Landon Doherty is hoping he and his teammates can emulate, compete for the championship, and stay healthy going forward.
Now, parents can expect to pay between $75 and $100 for the Guardian caps. And as far as the new helmets are concerned, they run from about $199 up to about $400. Reporting, I'm James Hill with Fox 49.
And the increase in concussions has led young athletes to a different form of football. Why doctors believe flag football can lower the risk of brain injuries among children. Next.
You're watching your Fox 49 News at 10 with Melanie Levy and meteorologist Alan Strom.
Violent hits are a part of football, but a growing number of children across the country are turning to a no-contact version of the game. We're talking about flag football, now one of the fastest growing sports in America. And as Spotlight on America's Dwayne Pullman shows us, preventing head impacts is a big reason behind flag football's surge in popularity.
This dome is home to flag football champions, the Toledo Dirty Birds.
That's a pretty big deal around here.
It is a big deal around here.
An elite program bursting with 1,500 kids ages 5 to 15.
You good?
Yeah, very.
The Dirty Birds 7 and under team just won a gold medal in the first ever Amateur Athletic Union's Junior Olympics in Houston. Coach Raymond Martinez and his son Cameron helped lead the 8 and under team to an NFL flag football championship at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton.
You won the NFL
We won
Nationals
yes,
for
sir.
8 and under.
Yes, sir.
Were you the quarterback?
Yes.
Flag football is now one of the fastest growing sports in America.
It's exploding.
According to the NFL, 2.4 million kids under the age of 17 played organized flag football in the U.S. in 2024, up from 1.7 million just the year before. That's a 71% increase. It's fast-paced, and players say it's fun.
Fun to play.
But arguably, the biggest factor in flag football's growth is safety, a big deal to parents.
Is this safer?
Yes.
And the young players.
Do you feel like it's safer for you?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to head injuries, which even the coaches here worry about.
You're worried about head injuries?
We are.
In a study funded by the CDC, researchers found full contact tackle football players between the ages of 6 and 14 sustained 19 times more head impacts during a game than those who played flag football. That's why the CDC recommends no contact or flag football for all children 14 and younger. Even after chairing a scientific advisory committee that passed new, safer youth helmet standards, Dr. Robert Cantu, a leading expert on concussions in sports, is convinced children should avoid full contact football until high school.
For gosh sake, let's play flag football till high school.
Despite the recommendations, youth leagues for tackle football are still popular in places like Akron, Ohio.
Make the tackle.
Where young kids suit up for full contact.
Drive the feet. Good!
The director of the Akron Armor Youth Football Program, who's a medical doctor, says the reward outweighs the risk.
Yeah, I think the risk-benefit ratio is definitely in the favor of
allowing your kid to try.
While many might agree, a growing number of parents are planting flags on this football field for a safer way to play the game.
Flag is a whole nother level.
For Spotlight on America, I'm Dwayne Pullman.
And flag football's popularity is expected to grow even bigger as the sport makes its Olympic debut in the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles.
First warning weather. Here is Chief Meteorologist Alan Strom.
Well, good evening. We're ending up with warmer weather this week, certainly than what we saw last week. Today, high Tallahassee actually ended up being 74, well above that normal high that would be in the 60s. And right now, as we check out our temperatures, we're pretty close to 50, give or take. It just depends on where you are here as you look around the area. So right at about 50 degrees. Now, as we take it through the overnight hours, I'd look out for a bit of fog to develop as we head toward tomorrow morning. So we may see that thicken up a bit, may reduce visibility and slow things down. But low temperatures will be down in the 40s here as we head toward the morning hours. Weather radar shows that it's all dry around here, and as we zoom it out, nothing is headed our way or going to be dropping in on the area anytime soon. But the weekend, that's a different story. We've got a good chance for rain over the weekend. But first, as we check the next couple of days, our futurecast, which shows dry weather and sunshine for tomorrow, does show a little cloud cover moving in here Tuesday night. So this is a forecast model. We're going forward in time. Timestamp up here. The shading here indicates some clouds, and you see some of that slipping in tomorrow night into the day on Wednesday, and late Wednesday into Wednesday night. We see a little of this green color on the map indicating a chance for rain. So here we go. That's at about 9 o'clock on Wednesday night, somewhere around that time frame. We'll have a chance, for some of this to fall around the area here. So look out for a little bit of rain. It's a lower chance there Wednesday night than what we have over the weekend. But during the day tomorrow, we'll have pretty pleasant conditions at times, some clouds, especially later on and into tomorrow night, but some sunshine and high temperatures again getting up into the 70s. Very pleasant weather around the area. So our forecast does show that we'll hold on to 70s all the way through this work and school week. That's going to be quite nice. A little chance for rain there Wednesday night, and then we start to watch as we get into the weekend. Here we go with a high rain chance, especially on Sunday. So we've got a weather maker that's going to roll through the area and bring us a chance for some rainy weather there on Sunday. We're already at a 70% chance.
Werner Hyundai puts you behind the wheel of a champion. The Hyundai Palisade. Fully capable, extremely spacious with advanced tech, the Palisade delivers premium features and smart value without compromise. A truly standout SUV. Have more confidence with America's best warranty. 10 years or 100,000 miles. It's the Werner way. Werner Hyundai.
Is something going down in your neighborhood? Do you see a problem being ignored or even a story nobody else is telling? Well, that's where we come in, but only if you speak up. Call our news tip line at 850-893-0202, or you can email your news tips to news@fox49.tv. Photos, videos, details, we want it all. A popular water park is hiring hundreds of positions. What you need to know to apply, coming up. Well, the numbers are in, and yesterday's Tallahassee Marathon had the largest field in its 51-year history. 2,400 runners ran the marathon and half marathon courses. That's a 41% increase from last year's numbers. This race is an official qualifier for the Boston Marathon. Money raised from the run goes to the Leon County School Foundation to benefit their cross-country programs. A popular theme park is about to open for the 2026 season, but not before filling 500 positions. Wild Adventures Theme Park in Valdosta, Georgia opens March 14th for their 30th anniversary season. Several hiring events will be held at the park February 16th and the 21st. They'll work to fill positions in admissions, food and beverage, housekeeping, aquatics, park services, and more. That sounds like fun. Applicants must be at least 15 years old. And we'll be right back.
out for a little fog to develop overnight. You can deal with that tomorrow morning.
And thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please come back and join us again tomorrow night on your Fox 49 News at 10.